Christianity is the only major world religion whose defining symbol is a horrific, ancient instrument of execution. Looking at the barren, jagged face of this rocky hill outside Jerusalem, the core of the faith is deeply counterintuitive. A man renowned as a healer and moral teacher was executed here, yet this site of capital punishment became the bedrock of the entire movement. The root problem driving this necessity is sin. In this theological framework, sin creates an absolute barrier that completely severs the relationship between humanity and a perfect creator. This creates the divine dilemma. A purely just God cannot arbitrarily forgive human sin without violating his own standard of perfect justice, resulting in a cosmic deadlock between the demands of justice and the desire for mercy. The night before the execution, Jesus entered a state of extreme psychological distress in a grove called Gethsemane. The physical reaction to this mounting pressure was severe. In such agony, he began sweating blood, falling to the ground in great drops. This level of terror is striking when compared to historical martyrs who went to their deaths calmly. Jesus wasn't struggling with the physical torture of a Roman cross. He was anticipating the spiritual weight of absorbing the world's sin and facing the absolute wrath of a holy God against that sin. That intensity of dread confirms the cross was a premeditated mission to break the cosmic deadlock rather than a tragic accident of history. The concept of an innocent substitute taking the place of the guilty was a rescue mission planned from the foundation of the world. This rescue relies on an ancient motif, the sacrificial lamb. The first step appears in Genesis, one sacrifice covering one person. During the Exodus, blood on a doorpost protected every inhabitant. One sacrifice covered an entire house. In the Gospels, Jesus arrives as the ultimate sinless lamb. He was designed to take this ancient pattern and scale coverage to the world. His life carried infinite value, making him the only entity uniquely qualified to act as a substitute on a global, cosmic scale. On the physical beams of the cross, a massive, unseen theological transaction finally solved God's dilemma. Because Jesus lived a completely sinless life, he could trade places with humanity, fully absorbing the penalty they deserved. The cross is the singular point where God's infinite wrath and love violently intersect. This collision achieved propitiation. God's requirement for perfect justice was exhausted by the substitute. Simultaneously, it achieved expiation, completely wiping away the burden of human sin. This mechanism allows God to remain perfectly just while freely exercising perfect mercy. Moving from the cosmic scale to personal reality, we have to ask what this transaction actually means for the individual. Legal forgiveness alone would merely reset the moral bank account to zero, leaving the victory incomplete. The cross is designed to transfer a new identity. Because Jesus died humanity's death, humanity is invited to live his life. Calvary functions as a redemption center, where cosmic debts are cleared, while actively operating as an adoption agency. The purpose of this exchange is that acquitted criminals aren't just set free. They are legally and spiritually adopted into the family of God. The physical darkness of the execution gave way to a shift from the old law to a new covenant. This horrific day is historically celebrated as Good Friday because the glorious result outweighs the brutal process. The greatest miscarriage of human justice facilitated the flawless execution of divine grace, cementing the cross as the centerpiece of Christianity.